glasses down. Take off my sandals. Take off my chips. So, took some notes, like for 2 minutes, to explain what I need to explain today. So this is number 236 YouTube Live yoga routine. And before we begin, I want to continue to talk about consciousness. So I brought up consciousness yesterday, which is part of explaining focus and how to focus, what is focusing, so on and so forth. So I've been doing this for 14 days, 15, I don't know how long, maybe 15 days, I'll say 13 days, talking about focus. And now we're in the so-called realm of what is consciousness? Is consciousness real? Is consciousness just an illusion? Or maybe consciousness is real. Maybe consciousness is all that exists. Or maybe it's just a thought and it doesn't exist. So on and so forth. These are questions to experience, capital E, experience. Experiencing experience. So yesterday I explained what the word consciousness meant or means. And we sat in a meditation with the question of whether the word consciousness points to or creates the experience of what we call consciousness. And in short, the word consciousness, when you defined it, again, very important, this is language. Language sometimes creates our reality and doesn't exist. Sometimes it might point to reality. Who knows? These are questions. But in short, the word consciousness, the definition is in a roundabout way that sense, that feeling, that self-evident experience that you feel that there's this personal awareness, this individual awareness. And what is this awareness? It's very important in the subject of yoga because does this awareness exist? Once you start thinking about it, does it exist? Because thoughts don't exist. Not saying believe this, I'm just saying think about it. Think, right? So today, instead of focusing on whether consciousness exists or not, we're going to focus on what allows consciousness, or what allows this awareness, what allows us to feel this awareness. So if there's a lowercase yu, does that exist? If there's a capital Y-U that's watching you exist, is there something beyond consciousness that allows consciousness? Or is all this just an illusion? And there's no lowercase yu, no concept of consciousness. There's no even an experience, although it feels like there is. So what allows for this experience that we call consciousness? And I guess you can ask, what allows this illusion to exist if it's all an illusion? So this is just a question that we're going to sit with today. There's not an answer, okay? It's an experience. Once you start answering it with words, then you missed the mark. In my opinion, maybe you didn't. Maybe there is God, capital G-O-D, behind this illusion. And all that exists is God. Sort of in a roundabout way what Sufis believe. Muslims that are Sufi. Sufis. Yes, plural. And all we are is God, part of God. Not that we're God and we created the universe, but that we are God because God is with us. Maybe. That's a belief, but maybe it's true. You know, my so-called truth and what I feel might not be real. Or maybe it is real and that other person's is real, even though they're two different things. You know, just because someone's right doesn't mean the other person's wrong. Maybe they're both right, or maybe they're both wrong. So today we're going to do a meditation, and we're going to sit with the question. You're not thinking this question. You're sitting with the question. You're feeling this question. What allows consciousness? What allows this awareness that we call consciousness? So sit with this question. What allows this experience? What allows this experience? What allows this experience? And everyone is going to be different. Maybe nothing allows it. And you're just in the experience. And we'll talk about that eventually. So today, we're going to sit with that question. And we're going to move into the standing pose, the mountain pose, 2 sun salutations, moving slowly. I need to move my clock up because I don't have my contacts in. So I have a clock right here. Hear it? And we're gonna end with the mountain pose. So mountain pose, 2 slow moving sun salutations, focusing 100% on the breathing. That's the focus point. This is what all this is geared toward, to help you in your yoga routine. And then we'll end with a mountain pose. So let's go ahead and go to seated pose. And I'll put my phone up like I should have. Because this is all professional. Right? This joking is not professional. Nothing's professional. Even professionalism is not professionalism. It's all spliced up. I made yoga videos, right? And I messed up, did this, that. And someone pieced them all together and made it look like it was all perfect. That's how you make a yoga video. Give the illusion of perfection. Perfection doesn't exist though, right? So, let me find my clock. Timer. So we're going to do this for 2 minutes. So we're going to go to easy pose. Easy pose is just a modification of the lotus. And you're going to get comfortable. It's the easy pose. So you get comfortable, back is straight, shoulders relax, palms are to the calves, to the knees. Thinking we're in the standing forward bend, but we're not. So palms are to the knees. You can keep your hands like this. Some people do this. If you need to lean back, you lean back. If you need to go against the wall, you go against the wall. Get comfortable. It's the easy pose. And today, we're going to sit with the question. You're not thinking this question. You're feeling it. You're experiencing it. We're sitting with it. And the question is, what allows consciousness? What allows awareness? What allows this experience that we call consciousness? So you can shorten it up however you want. Just sit with the question, what allows consciousness? You're going to experience the answer. You might not have an answer. That's an answer. So we're going to go 2 minutes. So just sit with the question. We pose together. I'm going to go to standing pose, the mountain pose. Put a pillow under my picture. So remember, mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart. Just spit everywhere. So toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted, arms are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed, neck is relaxed. Now remember, in the mountain pose, you're lengthening up. Think of a string on top of the head. Can't see my head. Pull yourself up, lengthen up the skeleton, and then let the bones of the skeleton sit on top of each other. You're standing in the mountain pose as if you were just your skeleton. There's no meat on your bones, no muscle, no fat, no skin, no ligaments, tendons, none of that stuff. Just the skeleton. So you find that stability that threads through the skeleton. Become stable. Become one with that stability that you're finding. Now, by any chance, if you sway a little bit, you move a little bit, you go with the sway. You go with the movement. Not fighting against it, you're going with it. Now that sway can happen for many reasons. Just your body's trying to balance. Sometimes the mind wanders a little bit and you start swaying, but you go with it. Remember, you're one with everything. You're linked with everything. And the stability is in going with the flow. And it's the mindset that you're learning here. So when you get off the yoga mat, You go with the flow. You go with the sway. You move with the way life is going. That's the yogic way. And there is a time to fight against it. But that's not what we're doing. That's another conversation, I guess. Really, it wouldn't be a conversation. It would be me just telling you. Now bring the palms together. Thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. It's the first stretch. So go nice and easy. Listen to the body. Inhaling. Then exhale. Hinge forward from the lower back. And we're just going to fall into ragdoll. Ragdoll is an extremely important pose because you're letting the body go where the body goes, accepting where the body goes, not judging it, but letting go of judgment. So if you're feeling like, hey, I'm not going down far enough, don't think that. That's judgment. You're just focusing on the breathing, accepting where you are. And if you feel like, man, I'm doing this perfectly, that's judgment too. Let go of that as well. Let go of all those barriers that are between the mind and the body. Once those barriers leave, the mind and body will become one. That is yoga. The palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're going to arch the back. Raise the head. Inhale as much as you can. And then you exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Push all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Push all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. And exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Now, once all the air leaves, you release the breathing and just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing, letting yourself breathe. Remember, you're already breathing automatically. So you just watch yourself breathe. Don't control it. Let go of control. Now, palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. I hear an echo. Echo, echo. Only when I'm down like that, I hear an echo. I think it bounces off the wall. I have to get those panels eventually. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not even doing yoga. I'm thinking about that. Now in the low lunge, tuck the foot to the floor in the back, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, head is up, front knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some and just feel opened. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. And feel opened. Now, we're going to do the pigeon. So, curl the toes under the back, knee goes up, get the leg as straight as you can. This is the high lunge. Now, for the pigeon, you're going to take the right foot, place it over the left side. It's a foot down from the left hand, so 12 inches down from the left hand. And then you're going to fall straight down. Hip bones are square, shoulders are square. You fall straight down on top of the leg. You just sink into it. In this pose, you're not pushing yourself down. You're just letting yourself fall where you fall. Think of nothing else but the breathing, accepting where you are. And if it's becoming too much, just bring yourself out of the pose. 100% focus on the breathing. I know I'm talking into the floor, but hey, that's what it is. I gotta get more professional, man. I don't have the equipment, that's all. So you're gonna bring yourself up, arms straight, arching the back. You're doing a scoop and you're pushing out, arching up, hip bones are pushing forward. And you're just focusing on the breathing. Watching yourself breathe. You're not controlling the breathing. You're already breathing. You're just watching it. And then you're going to go back to high lunge just for a second or so. So curl the toes under the back. Knee goes up. Get the foot, right foot up between the hands. And then downward dog, pushing into it. Sorry, I got to fix my mat. Really push into the downward dog now. Arms are straight. Legs are straight. Tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. And you are pushing into this pose, but you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, hey, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot. Settle. Focus on the breathing. And don't judge yourself. Once you're in the pose, you're settled. And you are pushing into this pose. But once you're settled, you're accepting. And then, boom, you're tapping into yoga. The oneness. Now you slide into the up dog, drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up, the tops of the feet are to the floor. Palms, of course, are to the floor. You're opening up, feeling opened. Now, if you need to modify this pose, you bring yourself down. Palms are to the floor, but you're not using them. You're not pushing up, you're pulling up. Back muscles are pull muscles, so you pull up with the back muscles. And then back to downward dog. Really push into it. Get something in my mouth. Hair. And really, really push into it now. You go to the spot right before you feel like, hey, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle, accept, and just focus on the breathing. Now, although you're pushing into the pose, once you're settled, you're becoming one with the pose. So it's almost like you're not pushing any longer. Finding that spot where you're stable. No effort. You feel a little bit of effort, that's normal, that's natural, that's fine. But try to get to that spot where you're in the downward dog and there's no effort. And then bring the left foot up between the hands into a low lunge. With the low lunge, top of the foot to the floor in the back. Knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, head is up, and you're feeling opened. Now remember, the body does not dictate whether you feel open or not. So if you're going down a little bit, you're closed up a little bit, don't judge it. Accept. Once you accept and get rid of those barriers, the mind and body will become one, and that's yoga. Very important mindset. Openness. Capital O, openness. That's yoga. Just another word for yoga. Now, go to high lunge. We're going to do the pigeon. High lunge, curl the toes under the back. Knee goes up. Then left foot goes over to the right side. It's a foot down from the hand. So 12 inches from the hand. And then hip bones are square, shoulders are square, and you just fall on top of the leg. You're not pulling yourself down, pushing yourself down. Just let the body go where the body goes. You're learning to accept. Let go of judgment. Let go of trying to be somewhere. Just accept. And I know I'm talking into the floor. It is what it is. I used to have an earpiece. That thing was messing up. Bring yourself up. Arms go straight. You are pushing yourself up. The back is arching. You're pushing forward and up like a scoop. Just accepting where you are. 100% focus on the breathing. When you're focused on the breathing, that heightens your awareness. It lets you feel what's happening in the body. But you are not what's happening in the body. Focusing on the breathing. You're just aware of it. I get lazy. Sometimes in the poses, I get lazy, man, especially when I teach. When I teach, I get lazy. When I'm talking, I get lazy. I don't go into poses as much as I should. So high lunge, and then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down, and let yourself breathe, focusing on the breathing. Now palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, and then turn palms out. Push the air down and out. Messing up today, man. Now, we have one more sun salutation. So you're in the mountain pose, just settle in the mountain pose. And we're going to follow our breathing this time. So this is the way the sun salutations are designed. They're counter poses. So it means I have a text. So when you're opening up, you're inhaling, inhale as much as you can. And the next pose is going to be a closing pose. And when you close up, you're exhaling as much as you can. Slowly. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. So it's going to be an open pose, closed pose, open pose, closed pose, open pose, closed pose. And you're focusing on the breathing. And the breathing is inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. And you're focused on that breathing, only that breathing. That heightens your awareness. And it lets you feel what's happening. It lets you experience everything that's happening. And that's how the sun salutations become a form of a moving meditation. You focus 100% on the breathing. So, mountain pose. Focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center, push your arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. Then exhale, hinge forward, back is straight, going down, standing forward bend. Exhale, get all the air out, all the air leaves. Left leg is back, low lunge. Opening up, inhale. Inhale as much as you can, slowly. Then downward dog, exhale, get all the air out, all the air leaves. Pushing into the pose. Then inhale, upward dog, inhale as much as you can. Slowly. Then downward dog, exhale, get all the air out. Left foot is up between the hands, inhale. Low lunge, inhale as much as you can. Then standing forward bend, exhale, get all the air out. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then exhale. And then the mountain pose. Remember in the mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart, toes go up, spread the toes, then each toe touches the floor one at a time. Then lengthen up. So pull yourself up, and then let the skeleton stand as if you were just your skeleton. 100% focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Watching yourself breathe. So we're just going to stay here a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Palms together. That's it. That is number 236 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. So I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.